Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Wixology. I'm Juliet Sidney from Bamboo Web Design, and I'm taking you through a series of how to add various elements, design, and edit them within your Wix website. I hope everyone's had a good week and is looking forward to the weekend. I know I certainly am. So without further ado, let's have a little look. So we're going to go to our add panel, which is this one here. If you're enjoying the series, then don't forget to turn the bell notifications on and subscribe. So if we go through our add panel, we've run through many of these different elements week by week, and we're now on to the contact and forms. You'll notice Wix over the last year to 18 months, whereas they used to just have the contact form and perhaps the subscribe, they have added different types of forms, like forms to take payments, multi-step forms which go over several pages. You can make donations, have job applications, feedback, health questionnaires, run a quiz or a contest, have a quotation, or have subscribes. Again, these are very popular. So 9 times out of 10, most of my sites have at least the contact form and the subscribe form. So I think I will show you a contact form probably is a good place to start. So literally we just drag and drop and place it to where we want on the page. There we go. Now then, let me just give that a little bit of a move and centralize that for now. There we go. Okay, so we can edit our form. We can add sections. We can change the color, the font that we're using. So we've got form settings, add new fields, the layouts and the design. So if we have a little look in the design section, we can click on here. Here you'll see that we've got the different types of forms again, so we can reselect if we feel like we wanted a different form. But we're going to customize the form. Now it is possible to go in and actually design each element, but generally it's probably quicker and easier to do them as one whole. So it could be that you would want to do one section differently, in which case you would click on that particular field type, and then you could go in and do the same thing. It'd be exactly the same screens, but we're going to look at the whole form and do it in one go. So if we click on the design button, click on customize the design, we've got these 3 sections which we can change. So we've got our input fields. We can change the fill color, the borders, the corners, the shadow and the text, and we can do so in the regular view, the hover view, the focus view and the error view. So I'll explain what that means now. If we do the borders, I'm going to change the border to orange on hover, on regular, and on hover I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to change on focus and make it a blue color, just so you can see, and then we're going to leave the error where we're going to show the red version. And all that means is, look, when we're pressing preview and we're clicking on the various fields, notice it's orange. When I hover, we've got the dark color that we had. When I select it, we get the blue color that I had. And then if we have an error, we get the red color that I had. So that's all we're doing there, and that's all that means in terms of the specifics that we're talking about in terms of regular, hover and focus and error. So again, if you wanted to change the border, the corners, so if you wanted to have slightly more rounded corners, then we can click on there, look, and you can see they've slightly changed. We can change, say we wanted to change the colour of the submit button, we might change that to bright orange, and perhaps on hover, I'm going to have it as a dark blue. So you can see you can go back and forth and change all these different sections of your form. We could change the background colour. So again, we may decide that we want this very pale blue. Perhaps I might take that down a tone so that it was just very, very light. So perhaps just 5%, and it's just a very slight, subtle change there on the background. So that's pretty much your design. You've also got your layouts where you could change things, the alignment of the different fields. We can show the names of fields, but generally I put the name in here. So, but there may be a reason why you'd want to have this blank. So you could have the name of the field showing. So you've got those design options there. You can add an element or add a field. And we've also got these form settings. So just to run through these quickly for you. In the settings, you can name the form, which is often a good idea, because if you do set up a submissions table, if it's in the database, you can actually, if you knew this was your contact page form and you named it contact page form, it would be easy to identify that information in your submissions table, in your content manager, in your database. You can change the submitter message, and you've got various offerings. So you could have on submit, thanks for submitting, or whatever else, successful submission, whatever you wanted to key in. But you could also change it and have link it to a lightbox or link it to an external URL. It is possible to add a link to a download, but that is a paid premium service. That's what this little sort of crown and A means. So it means it's a premium ascend service. Everything that I've said so far would be free, but not this if you wanted to download a file. So somebody might perhaps make a payment and then to be able to download a file from this form. You can add in payments, so you can link it, so you could accept payments like PayPal or Stripe, credit cards perhaps. You can add a condition, so if this happens, then that happens. You can add labels. You can even add automations, so you can receive, if somebody submits a form, you can receive a notification or an email so that you know you've got to check your mailbox. Going back to the settings here, you can also set the email that you want to receive notifications. So you can do that here, and you can add more than one. Generally, this defaults to whoever is the contributor within the site. You can set a number of limits on the form submissions. You can have autofill, subscriber double opt-in, all sorts of things. So this is where you've got your settings for your form. If you want to add a field, you can add different fields. So it's quite common to get spam, and you can add in one of those fields, the capture, where it says, click on the number of traffic lights, that type of thing. And that stops you from getting sort of spammy emails, which are done by the sort of the robots. Another thing that you can do is set up the style and the settings for each field. So here we've got edit the field. So do we want to show placeholder text like first name, or do we not? Generally, I like to show the placeholder text. Is the field required, yes or no? So it may be that you would definitely want a first name and surname, and you might definitely want an email address. But perhaps if you're doing an address, you might want the first line of the address, but the third or the fourth line may be less relevant. So this is where you can sort of check it on to say it's required, or check it off so that it's not. You can set a limit of characters for the field, or have no limit of characters for the field. All these things are down to you, and you set those per field. So you'd come in here, edit field, and amend them as you wanted. Again, you can click on here and you've got the settings to add in the name of the field. Again, that's just the field name. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good idea as far as your contact forms and different types of forms go. If we just have a little look in here. So as we ran through all of these, you've also got a subscribe form, which is just a shorter form. If I drag one out here, see if I can pull him down. Just drag him down. You'll see it's really the same, exactly the same setup. You've got a form, you can edit the design again, exactly the same. You can go in and do the fields and the settings. Everything is the same as this one. It's just less information. Or you can add a field. If you wish to add fields, again, you just click on and add another field. Again, a capture might be a good additional field here. So if we went in here and we added a capture field, it just adds that field in here. Yeah. So I think, oh, the other thing in here, we've got, again, we can add our maps. We could add in Wix Chat, which again is a useful little tool. A lot of my clients have got these on their sites. And you can, if people are on your site, you can be aware that somebody's on the site and obviously start a dialogue with them, or they can contact you via the email. They can even contact you while you're offline and you'll just receive it via email. So all that's kind of handy and worth looking at. And again, it's just dragging and dropping into your site. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how to add your forms on your various sections on your site. Again, if you like this, then please subscribe. Let me know, and if there's anything else you'd like to know, then just drop me a question. And also, if there are other tutorials you'd like to know, then reach out. Other than that, have an amazing weekend, everyone, and I look forward to talking to you all next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.